Hey, it's Ross Payton with Role Playing Public Radio. We're playing Knights Black Agents for a game of our RPPR Patreon. We have four very lucky backers tonight, all playing just people who are trying to make the world a less shitty place. And there's definitely not blood drinking monsters running about Seattle. So yeah, the scenario is called Direct Action. I'll explain a little bit, but first let's talk about our team. We have four players tonight. We'll start with Tony G, who is playing.
Hi, it's Tony. I'm playing Oliver Quinn. Oliver Ashcan Quinn.
Okay. And what is Oliver Quinn's specialization?
He likes to drive and he likes to blow stuff up.
All right. Very good. So this is one of the pre-gens from the Pilgrim Press website. And then next up we have Kyla, who is playing.
Hi, Internet. It's Kyla. I'm playing Angelica Langlois. I think that's how you say it. French is weird. A former medic for the GIGN, now trying to make the world slightly less terrible.
All right. Very good. And next up we have Dan. No, actually we have Mr. Breaksit.
Hello, this is Curtis. I'm going to be playing Hung K. Lee, the hacker. He is a former, I believe, CIA agent who is now less enthusiastic about all of that business.
Fair enough. And then finally we have Dan K, who is playing.
I'm playing Henry York. He's an analyst. Really, just an analyst.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So all of you have a very particular set of skills. And but you've all been either maybe burned out, forced out, quit in disgust, or just wanting some change in your life. And so you quit the life that you knew and found a new way to use your skills. There is a network of progressive and activist organizations that are mostly crowdfunded that are trying to fight, institutional corruption and let's see, this group in particular, the A Bright New Day is trying to fight anti-climate denialism. They're trying to bring, affect change about climate change. Renewable energy, and more. Well, they're more politically focused in terms of affecting legislation right now, of course. And so you all help them as consultants, and maybe you work for different organizations, but right now you are all helping the Bright New Day organization sort of run their protests and activism in a safe and effective manner, and that means. For you, consulting to here's how to avoid getting kettled by the police if possible. Here's how to make sure your tapes or your camera footage isn't going to be deleted when it's confiscated by the police. Here's how to avoid the alt-right assholes who are, going to be targeting your group when the protests are over. How to avoid doxing, how to good information security, good. That kind of thing. And of course, everyone's, afraid of bombings and spree shooters, and it's not like the police are there to protect you. They're here to protect the G8 summit, which is being held here in Seattle. And so there's a lot of people involved. The city is not there. There haven't been any riots, but there have been some black bloc people. Of course, some people think they're police. Dressed in black bloc clothing, trying to stir up trouble. There have been the protests are getting a little more intense every day, and so as we begin the game, you are all in a hotel conference room in the city as you are all planning the day's activities, the protests, making sure that the reporters or journalists with Bright New Day are going to be able to get good footage and that kind of thing. So let's just go around and each player can sort of talk about what they're going to be doing and what their sort of outlook is. So I'll use your character names as much as possible. So first off, Hung Hung K. Lee, what are you going to be doing? Oh, what does your early day look like before the protests begin?
Uh, I'm basically infosec. I'm making sure people can, you know, the people who want to not be identified can remain unidentified. Making sure that as
Mhm.
much as possible doesn't leak. I guess I'm
Okay.
talking mostly through talking to people, like, hey, you might want to, not take pictures like this in the future. You might want to take this down, etc.
Sure. So you're helping them out. There's a lot to do. There have been a lot of computer attacks on the websites, and a lot of you suspect people are trying to intercept and eavesdrop on you all. So you're talking, walking people through how to encrypt their messages. Let's see. Yeah. So you're also trying to explain people mesh communication, which is sort of point-to-point wireless communication, not going through cell phone networks, but just using every phone as sort of its own Wi-Fi server, and just sort of ad hoc bouncing from. So it's limited to a few hundred feet, but they can bounce from point to point to point. And protesters are beginning to use that more. So yeah, there's a lot to do in that regard. So let's see here. Next up, though, we have Henry York. What is Henry up to?
Well, for one thing, he's making sure that their offices are as secure as they think they are, that they aren't using filing cabinets for important documents.
Okay.
Those locks, not really locks.
Okay. So yeah, they have some office space rented out for as just they need some space to organize and to get protest signs out and coordinate supplies with everybody, and everybody needs to show up at this place at this time. There's a lot of logistics behind protesting.
There's
Yeah.
This is a tangent, but did you hear something that happened here in Australia a couple of months ago? The government, I can't remember what agency, but they sold off a lot of their old furniture, including their filing cabinets, and the filing cabinets still had classified documents inside. And so a bunch of reporters and journalists bought the second-hand filing cabinets and just got access to a whole bunch of classified government stuff.
Wow.
Oh dear.
Not practicing good OPSEC.
Wow. Yeah. Oops.
It's kind of like the smallpox that was frozen in an NIH freezer, not really quite labeled properly.
Yay.
They cleaned that up years ago, mind you, but not as many years ago as it should have been.
Jesus. Yeah, so you're trying to avoid those mistakes because a big bureaucracy can survive those kind of errors, but these smaller activist groups certainly cannot. A move like that could be devastating if membership lists got out to
exactly
the wrong group.
So if they're keeping stuff on paper to avoid having it electronically exposed, we need to make sure it's actually somewhere that's secure.
Yep.
Also, with preparedness and all, I'm making sure they have the right equipment in case we have to do some sort of emergency response. Hello? Oh, you guys faded out for a moment.
It sounds good to me. I think Ross may have vanished. Ross?
I'm still here.
I can hear a sort of soft hissing.
Yep.
So either there's a gas leak or something weird with at least one microphone.
Uh-oh. Ross! Oh, mighty leader person, talk to us.
We're lost without you.
Oh no, the vampires got him.
The vampire. It's over, guys. It's okay. We can still play the game. Wait.
We can't hear you, Ross. You're talking, but nothing's coming through on this end.
Well, at least he's not robotic.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, there we go.
Yeah,
All right.
there you go.
I switched to my other USB mic.
That was weird.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this one. Yeah, there's a lot to take in communication because it's not my connection. Because I actually ran a network cable, Ethernet cable to my computer, so it's directly plugged in. It's not the Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'll have to check my USB headset a little bit. Yeah, so you're at the offices near the protest site where people are organizing, getting ready for the day's protests, which are going to start soon. So let's see here. Next up, we have Angelica.
Probably prepping people on what to do if things do get violent and the tear gas starts getting broken out. You know, how best to treat that if it happens.
Yeah, so you're helping people set up like medic kits to pass out to volunteers. You know, gallons of milk and that kind of thing, and also first aid kits, and just because if things get rough, there have been a couple of incidents where some people got isolated and caught out by fascist counter protesters, but they only got out with it. They managed to get out with just a few bruises. Nothing serious has happened yet. But things are getting more intense.
Better to be safe if it does.
Yeah. And then we have Oliver. So, Oliver, what are you up to?
Well, I'm not going to blow the place up, but if I were, I need to think about how someone might drive an explosive through the crowds. I'm looking for unmarked vans. I'm telling Mr. Lee to keep an eye out for unmarked white panel vans, looking to... having the accountants run through the city, see if there's anyone purchased large amounts of fertilizer or any other explosives that the counter-protesters could blame on us.
Okay. That's very good. Let's see here. Sorry, I need to get the random name generator up. So as you're all going out, preparing this, you all sort of get together as you are the experts, the consultants for this, for the actual protest. Tens of thousands of people have come in. To fill the streets. It's actually getting up to over 100,000 people. It is quite large, but of course, there's a lot of street to cover to fill up. So the police are out in force, the protesters are out in force. The media is out, there's some media, not as much as you'd like, but and there's certainly the counter protesters. It is quite the spectacle. The vehicles, the VIP vehicles are rolling into the conference center where the summit is being held. The protesters are trying to slow down the vehicle when possible. You're all there watching the crowd. But this is sort of in the downtown. This is obviously in the downtown part of Seattle, near the Verdant corporate offices. Verdant, of course, is that massive tech company, online storefront that is sort of branched out into numerous other businesses. One of the largest companies in the world. Worth maybe almost $500 billion. And of course, their critics have said that they have bought out Seattle and the city council.
They bought out Distributed last year, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. There was a merger, but they did buy out Distributed. In hindsight, it should be Distributed, but it's Verdant in this universe. So Verdant is there, and of course, you can see a lot of the Verdant employees with your lanyards and badges are getting annoyed at all this, slowing down their commute to work, essentially. Not that they clearly don't really give a shit about, the environment or anything. But as you're all watching what's going on, everyone can give me a sense trouble check.
Ooh.
And if you want to spend... Distance trouble. Okay. If you want to spend, you have to do it before you roll. And so you have to say, I'm spending blah, blah, blah points. Obviously, you don't have to.
I obviously didn't.
Yep.
Got a 4, though.
Yep.
I'll spend 2.
Everything's fine here. I got it too.
I got a 5.
Oh, you know what?
Alright.
I wonder, can we put the number we're spending right before the /R? Will it show up? Testing.
Probably not.
I know, but
If
testing.
you throw a +1 or a plus however many
Yeah, if you
want
do a
to-
plus, yeah.
It'll add. Like I did.
Yeah. That seems to work. So,
Or we broke it again.
No, you have to put it after.
Oh,
yeah,
after.
you have
Okay,
to put the
That works.
/R first.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So those of you, the difficulty is a 4 for this one. So those of you who make it can act first or react first. You do see one of these Verdant employees. Well, he's wearing very well. His clothing looks a little better than the average worker. Looks a little more upscale, very very business chic, casual. But he is wearing a badge with on a lanyard around his neck. But he's getting into an incident with one of the protesters. They seem to be yelling at each other, and they're getting very, very angry. The protester you actually know, she is one of the organizers, and so she's someone you work with, a Catherine Gonzalez. And they are just fucking furious with each other. So everyone, though, around them seems to be totally ignoring it, which is what is very unusual to you, because the protesters aren't backing her up. The other employees are just walking by. The cops seem oblivious. And maybe, but something about his body language seems very like he isn't here to play around. He is so you're all on this street somewhere in a vantage position to see this. Those of you who made it, and I believe that was, let's see here, who was that again?
I got a 4, so I think that's what I did.
Yeah, okay. So
I got a 5, so I definitely did.
So Angelica and Hung, what are you two going to do? Also, where are you on the street relation? This is on the sidewalk. This incident is happening on the sidewalk, obviously. Sort of towards there's sort of like the police line where they're blocking off protesters from being able to block off the vehicles. And this is maybe like half a block away from that. It's sort of like in the middle of this, on the sidewalk. But there is the organizer protesting activist sort of base camp, sort of like that's been set up just in a nearby park across the street, where people are handing out supplies, and where the computers are set up using wireless hotspots to get internet access. And then of course there's the street itself is just taken over with protesters. So Hung and Angelica, where are you?
I'm talking to one of the other protesters. She's gone and taken a picture of her new credit card, and I'm trying to, calmly explain that no, probably don't do that.
Okay, yeah. Some of they have more idealism than you get the phrase "the babe in the woods" seems to come to mind a lot when dealing with these idealistic activists. So okay, so where are you? So you're probably near the base camp.
Yeah,
in the park across the street. Okay, so you see this happening, and something about it seems wrong to you.
I'm going to turn on my phone's camera and walk up to the altercation happening and try to get a sense of what's going on.
Okay, so you do this, so you start pushing your way through the street. Obviously, it's going to be slow going because that's the heart of the protest. But yeah, the Angelica, what do you do? Where are you, and what are you doing?
I'm probably on the other side of the street supervising the handout of supplies.
Okay, so you're on the side. You're on the sidewalk then.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're on the sidewalk. You're just down from this incident, so you're closer, and you're handing out little med kit bags to people as they walk into the protest, and you see this, and nobody else seems to be noticing But something about it seems. So, what is your immediate reaction? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna head towards it to back Catherine or
Hung.
Miss Gonzalez up.
Yeah. You do see Hung is also moving his way towards that. The others are still busy doing that things. And that's when both of you will need to make a stability check, because in a rapid blur of motion, the Verdant employee grabs Catherine by the throat and rips it out. And blood sprays, and people are just all around it ignoring it. Yeah, he starts he takes the flesh in his hand and puts it in his mouth. So both of you give me stability checks.
That's
Whoa.
just 1d6 plus nothing.
You can actually spend stability to increase your stability roll. You need a 4.
Where's stability? Is that a general?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I'm just gonna spend.
It's on the bottom of the sheet if you're using a pre-gen.
Is
Okay.
that the brain?
The
Yep.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay. Yeah, I'll spend 2.
Okay, so you're at 8 stability. Yeah, you guys both
Um,
keep track of that. But yeah,
I'm at 10. Hung starts with 12. No, wait, sorry, that's hearts. Sorry.
Yep, that's his health.
Yeah. Okay. 4.
Okay, you succeed. You don't lose any more. Angelica?
7.
All right, you're also still you're fine. Well, I mean, you're not. You don't lose any more stability from that. Let's see. Yeah. It would have been 3 if you had not gotten a 4. So the remaining 2 players, let's see here, Oliver and Henry, both of you turn and notice Catherine Gonzalez is being held by the throat. The Verdant employee ripped her throat out with one hand and then is holding her with the other. And there's blood and nobody's reacting to it except maybe Oliver. Well, you can see Angelica is on the street and Hung is in the middle. Well, actually, you probably don't see Hung because, again, huge crowd. So Angelica and Hung can act first, and then you two will act. So Angelica, what are you going to do?
So it was just this guy that
It was a
So
Verdant
just-
employee got into an argument or
Okay.
something. You couldn't hear exactly because, again, it's very loud. And then
Verdant
without-
is a security contractor or something.
I'm sorry, what?
Verdant is a security contractor, or
It is a massive $500 billion online retailer company.
oh, okay. Sorry, that's what that was about. Got it.
Yeah. So this guy's wearing a badge and lanyard. So Angelica, what is your reaction to that?
Can I get her out of his hands and try to save her, or is she like dead?
You have no idea. It doesn't look good for her. You would have to get closer to try and free her from his grasp.
I would like to do that. I would like to bum rush him from behind and try to break his grip.
Okay, that sounds like an unarmed attack. Hand-to-hand attack, actually.
Okay. Let's see here.
Do you have any points in?
I'll bet 3.
Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, what's the hand-to-hand attack? Okay, so go ahead and make a roll.
Okay, just did.
Okay. What did you get?
4.
4. That is. Let me double check. I don't know if that's good enough. It is not quite good enough. he moves much faster than a person should, and sees you and jerks back, and seems very surprised that you notice him, or that you're like. He's very surprised. He seems like, but he is still chewing on a bit of her throat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hung, what are you going to do?
I'm looking through my phone camera, making sure I'm getting all of this.
Yeah, it's your phone is not showing anything other. It's not showing him, or it is showing Catherine, but she seems to be sort of just standing covered in blood.
Huh.
Huh. I put my phone back in my pocket and run over to try and also help separate her.
Okay, well, you push your way through the street at this point. You'd have to make an athletics check to move and attack this round if you want to do that. But you can just get to the sidewalk as your action this round.
I'll spend 1 athletics and make the roll.
All right. Difficulty's 4.
Okay. I make it.
Okay, so you with a burst of adrenaline, you shove your way through the crowd. You get to the sidewalk. The man, is also surprised that you're looking at him. What do you go? So you're going to try a hand-to-hand attack as well?
Yeah.
All right. So basically, this is like a disarm attack, except you're trying to rescue this person instead of disarm him with a weapon. So go ahead and make a hand-to-hand attack.
Okay, I don't have that skill, so it's just straight dice.
Yep.
Doesn't make it.
Ooh.
Doesn't do anything.
All right. He sort of laughs, and he what is he going to do? He actually is going to spend his action to feast on her throat. Her body convulses. Both of you give another stability check because you could hear and see the blood rushing from her. You can hear her flesh crushing and ripping and tearing apart. Yeah.
Natural 1.
All right.
2.
All right. Both of you lose 3 stability because holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah. He's drinking her blood. What the fuck? Now, Oliver and then Henry will get to act. So, Oliver, what are you going to do? It's impossible for you to notice at this point, but
Impossible to notice.
well, no, it's hard. Like you see all the commotion on the sidewalk, and then you see her. You see this guy like ripping out her throat with his teeth.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, give me a stability check.
Okay. Will not spend.
All right. Well,
4.
Yep. That was the right call.
Okay.
Well, that's fucked up.
I'm gonna attempt to cause a scene and get police over here as quickly as possible by using a point of cop talk. I'll say, "We've got a 140 over here. There's a murder. Someone help!"
Okay.
So I'm gonna spend a point of cop talk.
Where were you again?
I'm a driver.
No, where are you on the scene?
Wherever I started. I hadn't noticed until now.
Okay. Oh yeah, we hadn't specified yet for where you were, so we probably should do that first. Okay, I'll say you're near the front of the protest, near the cop line.
Okay.
So you go over and point that out, and the cops. With that, you notice the cops take you seriously, and they actually do seem to be reacting to it. But it's like, how could they have not have seen this until right now?
Sure.
And that's quite odd. Why are so many people ignoring this in broad daylight? There are a lot of surveillance cameras and news cameras and all kinds of media. This is insane. What the fuck? Then Henry, where are you?
Well, I wasn't close until I made a move over there, and I'm going to get within 7 yards so I can tase the guy.
Okay. Did you make a stability check?
I did not.
You should do that first, because
or I should fail that. Really,
I mean, you have to make. Yeah.
Yes, I failed it.
All right, you lose 3 stability.
Okay. And I probably also looked through a cell phone camera. It's like, wait, what? So
Yeah.
that's not right.
No, it's not.
Obviously, it's some sort of tech defeating. Wait, ripped out throat. Okay, it doesn't matter. Just tase him. So.
All right. I think taser is under. I forgot what the gun skill is called.
Shoot.
Shoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll use shoot for that. So go ahead and give me a shoot.
Oh shoot! It's under shoot.
Heyo. Let's see here. Taser.
4.
Taser. 4. All right. That is not enough. He dodges out of the way at the last second. At the speed you didn't think people could do. So, yeah, that's a thing.
And no one's reacting to this in the crowd at all?
You do notice some cops are actually going that way. At this point, he is going to spin 3 points of aberrance, and he is going to take another action, and he is going to throw Catherine at Angelica. Actually, no, at you, because you just tried to tase him. So give me the athletics check not to be knocked down as the limp body slams towards you.
Roll to dodge body.
Okay, he's going to spend another.
This is fine.
Yeah. Here, let me roll. He is spending 2 on his roll to boost that. So he still hits you because he got an 8. Yeah, he. You are knocked down, and blood is flowing onto you, spilling onto you
from her soon-to-be dead body.
Yeah, from the massive hole in her throat.
Yeah.
So new round.
That doesn't look healable, really.
You're a little overwhelmed right now.
Yeah.
So let's see here.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Angelica, what are you going to do? It's a new round.
Well, I'm pissed, so I guess hand to hand again.
Okay.
Trying to subdue this guy.
Okay. So you're trying to essentially grapple him, like put him in a lock, and yeah.
Yeah, not really my purview, but one must.
Sure.
I'll spend 3 this time.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
9.
Okay.
Very good. Yeah, you actually get as he overextends to throw, you come up behind him and shove his arm under his shoulder blade. It's a pretty basic hold, but you're pushing with all your force. It would be enough to break another man's arm, but it doesn't break his arm, but his body still has joints that still only go in certain directions. So he is you slam him down to the ground in the arm hold. He does. You hear a low guttural growl as you are holding him down with all of your weight. You're not sure if that's going to last very long. Let's see here. Hung, what are you going to do?
Can I add? I don't have hand to hand, but can I just add my weight to Angelica's hold?
That's still a hand-to-hand check, but yeah, you can do that.
Okay, I try that.
Mhm.
And while I'm doing that, I'm yelling for a doctor.
Okay.
I am the doctor.
Yeah.
4.
Okay, you dogpile him. So yeah. Let's see here. He will go last. So, Henry, what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm going to disengage from the dying woman because there's absolutely nothing I can do for her.
Mhm.
A wound like that. And let's see here. What have I got? Can I use electronic surveillance to tag this guy so when he makes a break for it, we'll keep track him?
Let's see here. How would you do that? How would that actually show up?
No idea. Just move it. I guess move in there and do it hand in hand to put a bug on him.
What about his?
Well, you need a preparedness check first to have a bug on hand.
Okay.
I would say it would be kind of unusual. Well, no, you're still your record, so you need at least a 4 to have a bug.
Nope.
Okay, you could have spent
other coat. Oh well.
Yep. Oh yeah. In the future, if you make a preparedness check, you'll have to spend it. You have to spend at least 1 point of preparedness to
make a check. Okay.
Yeah, to make a check. So
I can mark one off now if you want.
I didn't say it beforehand, so
okay.
I'll let that one go for free. Also, because you didn't have it, so
right.
Yeah, that would be a little mean. But in the future, you always have to spend at least 1 to do preparedness, so you can't infinitely pull out baseball bats and shit.
So the other thing I'm going to try and do, since check pockets. No, I'm going to look and see what cameras are on this street.
Yeah, you can see those. You don't have to spend any points, but you know numerous cameras that you could later get access to and then get data on. So yeah, that's not a problem. Let's see here. Then Oliver.
All right. I'm going to, since I was at the police line with the other police officers, I'm going to attempt to approach the scene as much as I can. How close am I?
If you're sort of keeping pace with the police, you will not be here this round, but if you run ahead of them, you would get there at the end of the round.
Yes, I would like to do that.
Okay, so you get there at the end of the round. You can still do something. What do you want to do?
I have something probably when he tries to leave. So before then, I'm going to try to prevent him from leaving. Can I add to the pin?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a hand check.
Okay, I have no points in hand.
Yeah.
So
you're just dogpiling.
Yep. Did that roll? No. 4.
Okay. So you jump on, you don't hurt your other 2 compatriots, as you also had to the dog pile. You watch to make sure not to jump on their face or anything.
Right.
But the 3 of you go. All right, so he's going to take his first action. He's going to spend 9 points to add to his roll.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Yep. So he gets up. It doesn't matter how there's 3 of you on him. He just you all hear sounds of the sidewalk cracking as he begins to push up. Each of you made your hand check, so you all roll off of him without taking any damage or are knocked down. But yeah, then he's going to spend another 3 points, and he's just going to just jump onto the side of the building and start climbing up. You can see he is digging hole. You see, yeah, he is just almost like he's swimming up the building. Like, it is unhumanly fast. Yeah, everyone give me a stability check for that.
Oh my god.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Spending 2.
Yep.
Spending 1.
This is not quite as
It's fine. It's normal. I got a 5.
Okay. Let's see here. That was.
I'm fine.
Let's see.
I mean, after throwing 3 people off like they were nothing, that would be unusual if he couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because hey, why not?
I would just say if you fail, it's a difficulty 4. If you fail, that was 2 points. Yeah. Because, yeah. Why is no one reacting? Why is it only us? Why is everyone ignoring this? People are actually beginning to react, but they're beginning to react to Catherine. A few people start screaming as they see her bloodied corpse on the ground next to, let's see here. Of course, Henry is still covered in blood.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, and I have moved away.
Yeah, but not that far.
Fair.
And that's when the police break in there, and they see, hands up, hands up.
Oh yeah, putting my hands up. Yes.
All right. Are you going to run, or are you going to let yourself get arrested?
I think this is beyond cop talk. Being able to talk my way out of this.
With 0 points of cop talk, yeah.
Oh, I have a point of cop talk.
I mean, that's what you know. This is not something you can casually talk your way out. Okay.
All right, then.
Hands up.
Yeah, I think it's time for once they look like they're calming down. They see my hands are up. That's when I'm going to dodge into the crowd and do the parkour thing.
Okay.
Yeah, when in doubt, run for your life.
Actually, just running for my life. We'll see parkour for when I need to recharge. Apparently.
Okay. Yeah.
I looked it up. It's one of those thriller things. All right, so I will spend 2.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a roll.
Is this athletics?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you want to run.
Uh,
If you could think of something else you can do.
Yep. 4.
Okay.
Good thing I spent 2.
Yeah. So you start making your way out of the crowd. The police are going to chase you for a little bit at least. So that is Henry.
And
they're
we
trying
did
to arrest
plot
all
out the
4 of you.
exits.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're outside, so there's
Right. I mean, we plotted out the exits from the protest area for our people. So
yeah, you can. That would be a point spin to make use of those. But yeah, that is certainly something you can do. So Henry is running. Hung, what are you going to be doing? Are you going to be running as well?
All I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hands up and I'm going to turn my phone camera back on, holding it in one of my hands.
Okay.
So that the police are clearly in frame and are being recorded.
Also, all of you realize, because the rest of you were dogpiling the guy, all of you have at least some of the blood on you.
right.
Yeah. So,
but I got it extra juicy because she landed on me.
yeah.
Ugh.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice luck, agents. So,
Nice red agents.
yep. So,
Heyo.
Hung, you're letting yourself get arrested?
Yes.
Okay.
But
Angelica, what are you going to be doing?
What would it be to use the exits we had pre-planned for our people?
I would allow a lot of different abilities for that. Obviously, athletics would be the most direct. You could use network to have a protester nearby who is willing to, distract the cops for you, and thus letting you get to an exit. You could, let's see here.
I'd be willing to spend network on it.
Okay. How many points do you want to spend?
I'll spend 4.
4. All right. Yeah. A lot of people step forward to distract the cops. So you just can just run. So you start getting some distance away as well. So Oliver, what are you going to do?
I believe I may have made a mistake. Oh well.
Okay. Are you still trying to let yourself be arrested, or are you running? I forgot. Oh, you made the mistake of bringing the cops over here.
No.
Oliver.
No. I'm saying that I may have made a mistake in allowing myself to be arrested.
Okay. So Oliver and Hung are arrested. Angelica and Henry get away.
Okay.
So first off, we'll do the people who are arrested. So you are, handcuffed. Your shit is taken. You're led into a police wagon. The crowd gets nasty. People start yelling. I will say, on a roll of a D6, it turns into a riot.
Oh boy.
No one knows what happened, but when you finally get into the people arrested both take 2 points of damage as you are bounced off a few vehicles on the way to an interrogation room,
So much for our cred.
Yeah, well, if either of you have cop talk, I'll give you for free that, they're going to be looking to pin this on somebody really quick.
Okay.
Yeah, is your guess. So, do either of you have law?
I have networking.
Okay. Well, you could spend points to have a lawyer that you can call.
Yeah. There's probably one for Bright New Day. Really good, top-notch lawyer. And then the car ride over to Hung, who's one of my trusted friends. I'll say, I don't know why they all ran off. We could have easily explained this. We're completely innocent.
I'm
So
less sure we could have explained
Then why didn't you run?
that. And I like just sort of look over. No, we're all in interrogation room now. Went off the scene. Never mind. I don't think.
no, you could have had a conversation on the way over.
I don't think we could have explained that. And I look at the building that now has, presumably, did he just swim up it, or did he like climb up it? Like
He climbed up it, but it was so fast. It was like swimming. I mean, it was a blur of motion. He just sort of clung to the building in an unnatural way. So
okay, so he didn't damage the building while he was doing it.
I mean, maybe if you examine it closely, there's no visible damage. He did definitely damage the sidewalk.
Okay.
Well, we don't have to prove who did it. We just have to. You know what? I've got a lawyer. I'm gonna call my lawyer. We'll be fine.
Hold on. Yeah. Actually, here's a question. Can we both spend points of networking on this same lawyer?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
I'll
go ahead and spend 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend 3.
All right. With that, you have like a celebrity lawyer, someone who is a talking head on cable news, someone who would be able to get a lot of media attention for you. So, someone give me a name for this lawyer. Or wait, I have a random name generator. What am I talking about? I can generate names.
John.
No, it is Dwight Horton.
All right.
That's a great
name. A small town lawyer who's come to the big city to help these fine folk exercise their constitutional rights. But it seems to me that they were clearly trying to render aid to this poor woman and got blood on themselves. Did not one of them even notify you of this? They are. So you'll be in jail for a while, though. But meanwhile, Angelica and Henry, what are you going to be doing?
Well, after incinerating my bloody clothes and changing,
yeah, fair.
I will make my way back to the what's the group called again?
Bright New Day.
Bright New Day's office, and see if we can coordinate with the legal team, and I can give them the camera, locations that should have observed this guy going up a building, and as well as ripping her throat out. Or if he's invisible on camera, as was indicated by whoever, which one of us was that?
Hung.
Yeah, I ordered it.
So that may be worth something. Anyway, I'll make sure our lawyers have that info as best I can.
Okay.
Also researching what Verdant, you say, is the name of the company?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, research Verdant. I've got a point in research.
Okay. All right, so that'll take you some time to start digging up information on them.
Okay. Let me know if I actually need to spend the point, but
you can spend the point. You would get additional benefit.
Yeah, at this point, yes.
Okay.
So there goes my point singular.
Okay.
If anyone has photography, that might be useful in trying to get this thing recorded somehow in the future.
All right, Angelica, what are you going to be doing?
I guess I could do some research into, have there been other cases like this with throat tearing out in the past?
What skill are you using for that?
Research. I have 2.
Okay. You want to spend 0, 1, or 2?
I'm going to spend 1.
Okay, with 1 point, that'll take you a bit. But yeah, you'll get something on that. So meanwhile, our jailbirds, your lawyer, Dwight, comes in and talks to you. He says, well, I've got some good news and bad news. The good news is they are going to put you, not charging you at this time, but they do not want you to leave the city. They want you to surrender your passports to make sure you do not flee. And I managed to talk them out of putting on ankle bracelets because you have not been charged on anything. But it is my belief that they are going to be watching you like hawks to try and build a case against you.
Sorry, need to take something for a second. Sorry.
Okay. So, yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Horton.
So I would be very careful about what you do and watch out. I think they are looking to crucify someone for this. And you all have a questionable history, it sounds like. So, all right. So, let's see here. Sorry, Hung, are you back yet?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
So what happened was we have to surrender our passports. They're not charging us with anything, but we can't leave the city, and they're going to be looking out for us.
Yeah.
Well, not looking out for us in the good way, in the bad way.
Definitely in a bad way. They,
that's
your
right.
lawyer thinks that they want to put this on you. You are not going to be interviewed with it because you could just do a Fifth Amendment. But they do want statements from you. The lawyer says it's up to you whether you want to answer or not. I don't know if it'll help or hurt. Actually, you out of character. I don't know if a lawyer would say that. Yeah, I'm not a criminal defense lawyer.
A lawyer would say nothing at all.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, say nothing. So you're not going to be making a statement.
No,
but
I'll make a statement.
Yeah, the cops do try. The detectives do come in several times and try and coax, answers out of you. But you both know enough not to say anything. So you're eventually let go.
Great.
But in the meantime, Henry, you're looking up Verdant. And it is again a super large company, primarily an online retailer, but they've gotten into media, they've gotten into biotech.
That's weird.
Yeah. They also have their office campus is world class, multiple skyscrapers, some hooked up through tunnels and skywalks. They also have a world-class botanical garden featuring many plants from the Amazonian rainforest. But with your 1 point spend, you also find out that they have many of your executives have unusual habits. And the latest fad among the executives of Verdant is using this company called Source Harvesting, which is a butcher shop. But Source Harvesting wants to get us back in touch with nature by making us part of the circle of life and death, and that means, in this case, that the Source Harvesting brings livestock to the executive's house, and then the executive kills the livestock, and then Source Harvesting butchers and prepares it for cooking. So
that's completely normal.
Yeah,
that's effed up.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Not something that would be too weird for the billionaire clique.
I think this is actually something Mark Zuckerberg has done. So
God, that
would not
surprise
surprise me.
Yeah. So Source Harvesting is a company here in Seattle. But given what you have just seen, that some employee, probably an executive type, judging from what you saw of his clothing, was capable of doing, that suddenly seems really, really fucking relevant right now.
Also the biotech angle is of interest.
Well, that would take additional points on that. So yeah, you
that's
would
a
have.
problem.
Yep. Someone else would have to do it, or you'd have to do something else to get that data.
Understood.
let's say, Angelica, you're looking up murders in particular. So there are 3 murders that you find accounts of that feature bodily mutilations in the throat and neck area that were recent, all unsolved. You also know that they, what also seems with a 1-point spend, you find out that Verdant is offering to help the police by partnering with them because they have this doorbell gadget camera thing called Vigil with facial recognition technology that they're offering and other like home security systems that they're going to network with the police. Well, that they are networking with the police. And they're saying that with this, they'll be able to put a stop to such dark and violent crimes. So there's another company here in town called Vigil that seems really relevant right about now.
Suddenly, I'm regretting putting one of those on my doorbell at home.
Yep. So by this time, the other 2 have been released, and you are all together. What are you going to do?
So from now on, I'm going to be staying in my hotel room and not interacting with the police in any way, shape, or form until they can pin this on someone else.
I don't think they're going to pin this on someone else, Ms. Ami.
Well, in that case, we should probably find someone else for them to pin it on.
So should I sell all of the explosives that I've purchased, or
No.
No.
No, you may need them.
what's the
Do
best?
not
No,
sell.
I think we will need those.
All right.
Um,
You're talking
So-
about a company called Vigil?
Yeah, what was that all about?
Apparently there have been multiple murders like this, and our green friends are offering to help the police with their doorbells and other technology with cameras in it.
That's the
Ominous? Yes, very.
Not suspicious at all? Yeah, there's the phrase.
person in the suit, whatever the hell else he was. He also didn't show up on camera. So I'm wondering if this whole Vigil thing might have something to do with that.
Didn't show up on camera at all.
Well,
No,
all her people didn't notice it.
we
I-
did.
Didn't notice it until
No one else noticed it,
you
though.
guys noticed it.
People noticed us, but did not see him.
Indeed, and he did not move like a person. No human being I know of is that fast.
Or
I
that
mean, he
strong.
moved like a biotech experiment.
So we have a few angles here. We can look into Vigil. We can look into Verdant. The man that did this, he was wearing a badge. Did we happen to catch a status or a name?
No. Well, we'll say it was gold colored. And you know the employees have different badge colors. So
Okay.
with that, with a 0-point research, you can find out, look online, and realize gold badges are executive badges. So that's a clue.
What level executive? Are we talking VP or even below that?
He would be a VP, yeah.
Okay, well, let's get a list of VPs and CEOs and all that sort of thing.
Those
Okay.
are easily online on website.
Yeah, that's public information.
Yep.
We can.
Yeah, I'll say company like that. I haven't done that research in real life, so I don't know how many there would be. We'll say there's like 50 or so people at this level.
Oh my God.
We still have connections to Bright New Day. I'm sure we can have a couple people who are still angry about what's happened and inform them that their leader was Catherine was a leader, right? Of
One of them, yeah. She was an organizer. She's not like
Right.
the central.
I think they
Okay,
definitely need to know that someone was killed by a verdant vice president.
Right. So maybe by crowdsourcing the 50, different vice presidents and vague description of the guy as close as we can get, we could possibly outsource this information with all of the protesters and eventually get a couple hits on who it might be.
Or we send more to the slaughter.
Yeah, we don't want them involved in this on the ground. As researchers, sure. But
I vote the biotech firm. That seems like the best place to start.
Okay, well, you don't know what
or we
that
could get a
is.
client list from the butchers. Because, blood seems relevant. I'm reaching here, but I'm just saying.
I was thinking I might be able to, if we
Right.
can get access, if we can maybe get some employee credentials, I might be able to get our way into the Vigil network and work from there.
Okay.
Whatever we do it discreet, and we do it quietly. Agreed?
Yeah,
Agreed.
so
Okay.
which is going to be easier to hack? A company that sells cows or a company that sells surveillance equipment? I'm just saying.
I was thinking which one would be more useful, the company that sells cows or the company that's connected to a bunch of surveillance
If we get a
equipment.
list of their customers and cross-reference it with the executives, I think we've hopefully made the pool smaller.
Correct.
Hopefully.
Then we can find out what those executives were involved in, and we'll see where that goes. I'm betting biotech.
All right.
Well,
Ross,
I
can
would
I help?
say that if anybody else has any points of research, they could spend research on that angle.
I have a point of research.
Or would this
actually.
be traffic analysis, or we have to get the data first?
You have to get the data first. You'd have something to.
Yep.
You need something
Crunch.
to analyze first.
Yep.
Yeah.
Weird.
Uh,
Okay.
I was gonna ask how digital intrusion works. Can I just make my way into what the butcher company? I can't remember their name. Can I make their way into them?
What's harvesting?
Just source harvesting from here, or do I have to like I said, find someone with credentials and backdoor and all that nonsense?
Or could we use, I don't know, network?
Let's see.
Well, I've got a skill called digital intrusion, which is
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's a general test, so
It's page 28 if you have the book.
yeah, I already found it. I'm looking at. Oh yeah, by the way, there's going to be heat in this, so right now you're at heat 1. So
Sorry.
if you fail a test, you raise your heat, and more bad things happen to you. So keep that in mind. But yeah, you can. Actually, you're at 2 heat right now because you got arrested.
So if we weren't arrested, we're at 1 or 0?
The 1 is the base. Yeah.
Hmm?
Basically, when it's if I roll.
Oh, 1 is the
D6.
base. Okay.
Yeah. Let's
So
see.
the
It
group
also-
as a whole is at 2.
I'm sorry. What?
The group as a whole is at 2?
You're all
Okay.
connected. Yeah.
Got it.
I can spend my last point of research if you guys want.
All right, just one person needs to spend a point of research. So, Angelica, we'll say you were doing that right after that to look up the biotech company.
Yeah.
Angle. And there is one company in particular that comes up a lot, AgriPower. They are ones, looking to harvest the Amazonian rainforest ecosystem for biotech advances. It's very verdant there. And so they're the ones who maintain the botanical gardens in one of the skyscrapers of the verdant office complex.
Are those open to the public?
No.
Do we know which one it is?
Which building? Yeah. You know which building has it. It's the tallest, and you can actually see it from outside because they made it the it's pretty high up, but on a sunny day you look up, you can see 5 or 10 stories of the building. We'll say 7 stories of the building are given over to this fucking massive greenhouse. So you can just see, like, it's just, blue window, blue window, blue window, then just green for 7 stories. And then, back to blue windows.
Wow.
Yeah. It's very extravagant.
So I can't digitally intrude into source harvesting?
Give me a roll.
Oh, I can? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend 3.
Mhm.
8.
Okay. Very interesting. You do penetrate their network and get inside. They have a minimal web presence, but you find out their web presence is very minimal. You realize that they must have a back-end network, or they must be keeping a separate set of books and accounts. You're unable to gain any customer data because they don't keep it online anywhere. However, you do find references in their minimal network to the office, and then the office, the shop, and then the real shop. And the real shop is, you get an address for that, which is right outside the city. But in an industrial part of Seattle, sort of on the periphery, so still technically within the city limits. But the real shop seems to be unconnected to any of their official business. It's not listed on the website. It's not listed anywhere else. When you look it up online through registers, it's supposedly abandoned.
Well, that sounds like something that's worth looking into.
Road trip, anyone?
Yeah. Buy some burner phones.
Before we do
cash,
that-
leave our phones here.
Swipe our credit cards once.
Before we do that, the building that the thing swam up, is that one of the Verdant buildings, or is it someone else's?
Yeah, it's a Verdant building.
Okay, so it will be very difficult to get onto the roof of that to check for forensic evidence.
It's not a skyscraper. It's just a regular office building they used. So it's only like 6 stories tall. They own a lot of real estate in Seattle.
So would it be possible to get up there without being on camera?
Yeah, you could. I mean, 6-story building. You could climb that up, or there's a fire escape on it. You know that, or there'd be ways up there. Fire escape would be the most direct.
What I'm thinking is, if we could give the cops something else to chase. It's like, look, there's going to be blood splatter up there because the guy that did it went that way.
Mm-hmm.
And who would think to check the roof?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they probably won't believe us. Throwing it out there. If you guys think we should pursue it, let me know. Otherwise,
I think they want someone, and we're the most easy to get someone right.
Yeah. Okay.
You could spend cop talk to people on the force who would be able to give you more information.
On that particular force, who would have details on the case?
Maybe probably wouldn't have details on the case, but would give you. You would get something from it.
I've got a single point left.
Okay.
If you guys want me to spend it,
Do
I
it.
don't have any, so go ahead.
I've got a point, but yeah, go for it.
all right.
All right. So Detective Archie Christensen, talks to you a little bit. And he says, "Verdant basically owns the police in this city. They basically own this city. They put so much money in the city council and the police force, and they give them so much gadgetry. This facial recognition check, all the surveillance cameras are run through Verdant servers. For some reason, I heard that like Verdant's gotten today words down that we're like tomorrow you do not want to be on the streets. They're going to start cracking down on hard something. And from what I heard, it's because Verdant's now pissed at the protesters, and I'm not sure why. I shouldn't even be talking to you, but
You're right. You shouldn't. Bartender, another round for this gentleman, and buy him another drink.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. So, there you get the idea that your target, the executive, is using Verdant's might in order to make the police force or to crack down on the protesters. So,
Well, I think we should warn the protesters about that.
Absolutely.
And I'll do so. And because of my cherry, hold on, I've got a cherry called Crackers Crypto, which means where is it? Yeah, all my electronic communications are encrypted, so I can tell them pretty easily, I think.
Okay, so you can sort of get the word out without letting anybody know it was you, except for the people you're messaging. Yeah, they won't be able to intercept that. So yeah, that'll give the protesters some advantage. I mean, they're still gonna go out because they believe in the cause. So
yeah, obviously, just want to make sure they knew what they were getting into.
And make sure that the more frail of health are not going out, because the cops ain't gonna treat them gentle.
Okay. Yeah.
No, the gloves are off.
Yeah. Fair enough. So, all right. What's next?
We need to protect ourselves. The people who were captured by the police need to protect their identities and stuff. So I'm sure we probably have some experience, but don't have it available right now. So I will spend some networking to provide some fake IDs.
That's the cover, I think.
Let's cover.
Yeah.
We've each got 10 points in cover, I think, and I'll be happy to spend some of those, but I don't know how much
I'm gonna give a fake passport to the police under the fake name that I gave to the police officers because I didn't have my identity.
All right, doing something that the cops are gonna actually be able to do that is, I would say, probably a pretty big spend. So, and it's only a matter of time before they realize that. Cover. Here it is. 27. I'm remembering the rules. All right.
I'm going to give the cops, my actual real passport, but for the next 2 days, everything is going to be under a fake name with fake documents.
Okay, basically, yeah. So if you want to do that, so cover tests are basically general ability, so you have to roll for it. So the next time you don't have to spend points until it comes up. So from now on, if you get somebody, if you're trying to infiltrate someplace, you have to make a cover roll with fake ID. So you don't have to spend points until it actually gets used. Yeah. But the difficulty is usually a 4. Yeah. So yeah, we won't. Well, you weren't prepared. Well, we'll say the cops still have your real names, the ones who got arrested.
That's fair.
Yeah. But other than that, yeah, we'll take this as it goes in game. So yeah, I mean it's good that we're getting this out now, so we all know this when it comes up in the game. So what's next?
We need we need some provisions, I believe. Well,
the way it works in this game is the preparedness skill. You just say I have it, and then you make a roll, and then you have it or you don't.
So like cars and guns and stuff.
You can spend networking to get additional weapons or whatever, but you don't need to spend it now. You could just Night Spike Agent is you go. You don't have to do provision shopping. You can just say I have whatever gadget I'm using right now. Is sort of more the spirit of the game. So unless it's something super weird or like a minigun or something like that, you probably should do a shopping thing for that or a contact roll.
Or nick of time.
Yeah, nick of time, yeah. So what are you trying so you don't have to worry about we're going to get guns and equipment and shit.
And explosives.
Yeah. You just make preparedness rolls to see how much you have on hand when it
I
comes
have
up.
0 preparedness. That's why I asked.
Okay. Well, you can't. Well, for you, yeah. Then you need to make that. Okay, so you don't basically. Okay. Are you using one of the pre-gens?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hung doesn't have any preparedness either.
Oh no.
Huh. That seems like a. Actually, that's weird. None of them have it listed on there.
That seems like a weird oversight.
Yeah. Oh no. Persephone does. Huh. Yeah. Oliver doesn't. That's weird. At least for Oliver, I would let him use his explosive device skills and preparedness for explosives.
Okay.
Yeah, or networking. Yeah, because I can't remember the last time I played where everybody didn't have some points of preparedness.
Whoops.
Yeah.
I have some. I have 8.
Okay. Yeah. So if you want to get guns and stuff like that, are you trying to get like what kind of equipment in general, or do you want to have on hand, or to already establish that you have?
Probably
But
like
by the way, under preparedness, it says general, spy stuff like guns and basic equipment. Don't roll preparedness for it. Yes, you have it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can all have handguns.
Mhm.
Or a knife in my case, because I don't have firearms.
Yeah. A knife, obviously. Yeah.
I'd like to get like some electronic surveillance equipment and something to scan for said equipment.
Okay.
I think if you got surveillance skill and you have electronic surveillance, you probably start with something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've got 2 points of electronic surveillance, so I guess I do have stuff for that.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you have in surveillance, which is a general?
Oh, surveillance, the general skill. 2 as well.
So yeah, okay. So I mean, I think that's enough that we should have some basic bugs.
Okay.
Mini cameras, listening stuff, possibly things that do burst transmission so they're not detectable. Record, then burst it out.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you have all that stuff. You're all kitted out. Where do you want to go?
Real
Also, I guess I would think that armored collars would be nice. Just
Okay.
a thought. We should
Yeah.
think about that. Anyway,
I don't know where we get armored collars, so
yeah, the
maybe
armor
later.
color store just closed. It was bought out by this company called Verdant.
yeah, probably. Actually,
Yeah.
probably just order it from them.
Out of stock.
Yeah, out of stock. Indefinitely.
Weird.
Come back in stock. Weirdly enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah, gadgets like that. I would say, what skill would work for that? Mechanics. If you had mechanics, you could fabricate them.
I was mostly kidding, but
Yeah.
I do have mechanics.
Yeah. If you want to do that right now, we could. But yeah.
Nah.
All right. Where do you want to go?
Let's go to the real shop and do some surveillance.
All right.
See what they're selling.
Stupid.
All right.
Yep.
So you drive there. Are you taking? How many vehicles are you taking?
One, I want to drive.
Okay. So yeah.
You know what? Let's take 2 and park one farther away, just in
Okay.
case.
Okay.
Defense in depth.
All right. So you have a sedan and a SUV. And you get inside of it. It is a bleak-looking sort of factory, about 2 stories. It's 2 stories tall. Has a freight door and a security door for an entrance, barred windows. The whole neighborhood, the whole street area, all looks very grimy. And yeah, this is sort of the section of sort of an industrial part of Seattle near the docks. Not the nice touristy docks, but the port. And yeah, you're watching it for maybe 20 minutes, and you don't see anybody enter, but the light turns on through the window. You can see a light turn on, and yeah, that's what you can see from the outside. Unless somebody wants to do a skill check of some kind, an ability check.
Yeah, I'd like to get closer, specifically to the room with the light on.
Okay, from the outside.
Yeah,
All right, give me infiltration.
I will spend I'll spend 2 infiltration.
Okay. Do.
You can do it. We believe in you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't need to put a space there.
Dice.
Why is it not rolling?
Because the dice bot is being mean.
Obstinate. It
Yeah,
does it once per game.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, that's me rolling. Trying to roll. No sidekick. Sometimes it does this. I don't know what to do.
I can use one of my own dice if you're willing to trust me.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Total. That's 2 plus 2.
Mm-hmm. So 4.
Yeah.
All right, 4. Yeah. You get up the window. There's no alarm. No one comes out. You sneak up to the window. It is quite grimy, but you can kind of see a little into it. You can see there is a blood-stained drain in the floor. There are meat hooks hanging from chains. There is a butcher's table along the far wall. There are, refrigerators, industrial kind of refrigerators that you can see. And what else? Someone's walking about in there wearing a dirty butcher's apron. You can't really see a whole lot else from your vantage point. But there's as far as you see another person walk in the room that you can see from somewhere else inside the building. The other person's wearing a hoodie with the hood up and sort of dark pants and boots and workman's gloves. He seems to be talking to the butcher. The butcher seems to be middle-aged, kind of rather muscular, but also a bit fat, sort of that like strong guy, but not like well-defined.
Right.
Yeah, sort of very greasy looking. And the hoodie, you can't really see his face. He has his back to you. And they talk for a little bit. The butcher gestures. So what are you going to be doing?
Is the window like an openable sort of window, or is it just one of the ones that's set into the wall and doesn't open?
This one is set into the wall, doesn't open. But now that you're closer to the building, you can see that there are ventilation windows up near the top. It's a 2-story building, but those are closed. But if you could climb up there is a dumpster near one. So if you got on top of the dumpster, you could jump up, open the ventilation window, and get in through that.
I will try to do that.
Okay, that's an athletics check.
Okay, I'll spend. How much athletics do I have? 3 athletics.
Did you want some backup with you?
Yes, actually, I'll roll for that, and it's still not working, so I'll roll my physical dice again.
Yeah, I have a D6 out here too. If no one else has a D6 available, if the dice bot keeps not working, I pay not anything for it, and it doesn't work. God, this free service. How dare
5.
All right. So you mentioned get up there. You pull up the ventilation window. It opens up. It swings up to the top, and you can look inside the building. It looks over the butcher's room. At this point, though, the butcher has gotten something out from the industrial refrigerator, and go ahead and give me a stability check.
Okay. Not spending anything because I don't have much to spend. That was a bad idea. I rolled a 1.
Okay. You lose 2 stability. He's pulling out a human torso. The ones have been severed. It is an adult, and It's sort of brown skin. There are some faded tattoos on it, and he is getting to work butchering it.
Oh Jesus!
So, yeah.
I'd like to spend a point of. Do I spend a point of photography to get an image of the corpse in here?
Sure. I'll allow
Okay.
that.
I will spend my photography to do that.
Okay.
I mean, with the spend, that guarantees it will actually come out, or does he need to spend?
It does seem to work on this guy. Like, I mean, it's a digital camera. Obviously, you can see through the viewfinder, but the butcher shows up at least, and the corpse does, or the torso.
Okay, so, that's good.
Yeah. So the three of you are just watching this from the vehicle, I assume.
I did say that, come help me.
Okay.
Okay.
Earlier.
All right. So I also have a fair amount of infiltration, so I can, and surveillance for that matter, so I can figure out where we can maybe put some cameras to observe these guys. Do they have like vans for delivery and that sort of thing?
You don't see any vans, but you're only seen into one room, and there is
fair.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess get up on the roof is the first, or infiltration.
I'd say there is a van parked on the street, but you don't know if it's theirs or not.
Fair.
Actually, so two vans.
So infiltration to catch up with him, or
yeah.
All right. I will spend. Two's plenty. We'll be fine.
Before he leaves, I'll say
7.
Okay.
Mr. Henry, before you leave, see if you can find a list of the people who they are delivering to.
And be careful.
Oh, you mean you want me to get in there and find a list? I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't see Mr. Lee anymore, so he may need some backup.
Well, he's. I would imagine he's still like lingering in the ventilation window. He hasn't actually entered the building yet. You do look down. It's basically if you could drop down in the building, but you'd be in the same room as the butcher, dropping onto a concrete floor, and you wouldn't be able to it's 2 stories down, or it's a 2-story drop. So
I'd rather not do that. However, would say a microphone be able to pick up what they're saying from here?
Do you have electronic surveillance?
I have electronic surveillance.
All right.
I'll spend a point.
Let's see here. Is that something? Yeah. With that, you're able to eavesdrop in on them. And the thing is, they're not talking. Like the hoodie guy left, and you're just getting the guy butchering. So.
Do I have to spend a point? Well, do I have to spend a point then? Because
yeah, that's right. Yeah, you don't have to spend a point. Yeah. So
okay.
So I mean, are there other skylights, or are you looking at a skylight or upper story window? I missed.
Yeah, there are other entrances. So you could climb up onto the roof. You can't see from the ground what's on the roof. So there's that. Yep. There's a back entrance with a door. It's a security door, but you could, if you had
with 8 points in infiltration, if it's just a log stock alarm or lock, I just go through it.
Yeah, you could just go through that door.
No, I mean I eliminate that sort of thing automatically.
Okay.
So, I will carefully pop the door open then after disabling any alarms in the lock.
There was an alarm. You disable it. And
I'm also watching for cameras. I have surveillance skill if you need me to roll it.
Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, go ahead and give me a surveillance roll.
To see if I can avoid the cameras? Or is that infiltration?
Actually, it's infiltration. Yeah, give me another infiltration check.
Okay. Spending another 2. Rolling a 5 again.
Okay.
So 7.
All right, you're very stealthy, and you walk along the back hallways of this place, and you come to a room with a door ajar, and you can see a man, in a dark hoodie, dark pants, boots, and workman's gloves, walking down the stairs, leading underground, like he's in a room, and he's carrying a styrofoam box.
Using, I don't know, camera on the phone, is he there?
Yes.
Okay, that's probably for the best. So he's going downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What I'm really looking for is anything that looks like an office where they would have,
Okay.
books or lists or safes. Or
There
anything
is
like
an
that.
office. There is a safe in the office. There is also a desk that you could search.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I also have the notice of, ability should that be relevant. But does it seem like there's anyone else here? Or is it just those two guys as far as
It seems like it's those two people here.
Okay. Then I will search the office.
Okay. So you search the office. You do find a ledger book.
Okay.
It's in code, but it does list some very large numbers and addresses. And yeah, so this is something you could do traffic analysis for.
Okay. Or cryptography?
Cryptography. It's just in a basic substitution cipher. It's like.
Oh, okay. So traffic analysis.
Yeah. So traffic analysis would work.
Sure.
There's also a safe, but yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, is it a standard safe?
It is a standard safe.
Okay. I mean, I still have to roll for standard safes, but just a second. I guess.
Well, you also need time. Like it would take you a long time to do this.
Okay, so it would. Yeah. How big is the safe?
It is probably 2 feet in diameter.
Ooh, that's a big, heavy thing.
Yeah, big, heavy thing.
All right. So much for stealing the safe.
It's in the wall. Yeah.
That's not relevant.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's set in the wall, so
Understood. Hey, I'll look around first to see if anyone has left the combination handy.
With it.
Like a pencil on the wall right above it.
Give me a point. Do you have a point of notice to spend?
I do.
All right. So
spend it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spend it. All right. So you do that. Meanwhile, back at the window, you're watching this man, butcher a human being. Your legs are starting to cramp as you're sort of crouched on this ventilation window, and the smell of death is getting to be stronger. How are you holding it up there?
I think I'll leave a bug over this room and climb back down.
All right, give me another infiltration check.
Oh, okay. I'll spend 2.
Okay.
8.
Okay. Yeah, you avoid. You jump down on the dumpster, but do so timing it so the rhythmic strikes of the butcher hitting on the butcher's table are at the same time your feet hit the dumpster, so you don't alert him. You're safe in the alley, and we'll say it's a wireless bug, so you can monitor it. So you two can watch this footage, and you two can give me stability checks if you watch it.
I'm not going to watch that footage because I've had enough stability loss for one day.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a look.
Oh,
now
It's working again.
All right.
yay!
All right, you lose 2 stability.
All right.
You notice he is putting some pieces in a styrofoam box and others in trash bags.
Any labels?
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
The hoodie guy you can hear coming back up there. Let's see. Henry. So you wait there, but you realize he is coming forward, and you realize he's not coming to the office, but he's going back to the butcher's room. So they get back in. He gets back in there, and they start talking again. But this time, you all can hear because you have a surveillance device, and you have someone in the building.
Well, I'd like to not be in the building as soon as possible. Did I find what I was looking for?
Yeah, you got the combination open.
So I'll pop the safe and see what goodness is there. I'll disable any alarms first.
Okay. Yeah, there's no alarms. It is an old school mechanical safe.
Okay.
But It is. You find several hypodermic needles filled with a substance, and some sort of. Actually, I need to. What do you call those things? The
Bags of gold.
Amphules?
let's see here. It's a spray gun.
Like for spraying, bug spray kind of thing.
Yeah. Or if you just Google like a paint sprayer, like with a little canister on it. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's also full.
Yeah, it has a spare canister in there. There is a
but no notes.
There's also there's a pile. There's 1 wad of cash, about $10,000. There are bloodstains on it, old bloodstains.
It's literal blood money.
Yeah, and
I mean they aren't going to need that.
There is a little slip of paper with another address on it.
I will bag it all. I will use a Ziploc for the liquidy things. The syringes, I presume, have some sort of cover over the tip so they're not pokey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Again, I'll make sure all that's in a baggie so I'm no chance of leakage.
Oh, there's something on the end, aside from the address, it says where to get, it says insurance.
Okay.
So insurance is located at this address.
Well, that does sound like an interesting place to visit.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to collect the photographs of the ledger on your way out?
I mean, how long is the ledger?
It's pretty long.
I'll just bring it, because why not?
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
And again, surveillance, watching for cameras, or infiltration, watching for cameras, and I'll stealth my way back out of here.
Okay, give me one more infiltration check.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna blow another 2.
Don't screw this up. You can do it.
I feel like I should spend 3 at this point, but no, I'm just gonna spend 2.
3 might be nice.
Okay, 3 it is.
Yes.
Why, looky, that was a good idea. 4.
4 is not quite good enough. You're in
that's disappointing.
Both of you, all of you watching the camera, can see. They both said, "What was that?" They were previously talking about scheduling and meeting the quota. Client's pissed; he needs more. God damn, they're all fucking hungry. We'll have to get another delivery soon. But it's like, what's that? So hoodie guy takes out a pistol. The butcher guy starts going in the refrigerator. So that's what the 3 of you in the camera watching are doing. So you fucked up, Henry, because they stopped talking.
Yep.
As you're in the back hallway. What do you do?
Is there anywhere that would be good cover where they wouldn't be looking right away? If not, I'm gonna just hoof it.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely it's a 2-story warehouse or factory.
Not a lot of places to hide.
Not a lot of places to hide. It's pretty barren.
Running. And over the comms, start the car.
Give me
Cars are ready.
Start your engines, mon ami.
All right. I will spend 2 athletics and run. Assuming I need to roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this is definitely going to be an opposed check.
I will spend 3 athletics. Having learned my
Spend
almost
like your
lesson.
life depends on it, because it does.
We got more pre-gens. 8!
They're going to spend 2 each. So they each get to roll. This is for the butcher. Guess who's really close?
Yikes.
Guess who's really close? Oh my god.
Where do ties go
Ties
to?
to defender?
Nope. Definitely not.
Sure.
Yeah. So they didn't beat you, but they're right behind you. So hoodie guy stops and starts aiming. Butcher guy, you hear him stop. You're basically you've rounded the corner. You're running towards the van. The butcher guy is going to. So that was the end of this round. The 3 of you are the rest of you are in the vehicle. You start the car up, the SUV up. New round. I will say Shooter is going to go first. Hoodie is going to go first. He's going to spend 2 to hit you. What is your hit threshold?
Well,
Henry?
okay. What if
Yeah.
I draw a gun and return fire? Would it be shoot versus shoot?
It would be shoot versus shoot. What is your shoot rating? He has 5
8.
points of shoot. All right, so you get to go first.
Yeah, I see him drawing. I draw first and pop him.
All right, go ahead.
Hopefully enough. I guess it's a handgun.
Yeah.
I will spend 3 because these guys have been ridiculously difficult to deal with. 1, 2, 3.
Why do
That
I
is a
have
6. I just rolled my own die. Hang on.
Why do I have a hand-to-hand cherry when I don't have any of the hand-to-hand skill?
I think that those
those are just listed on each one.
Yeah.
5. Okay.
All right, that hits him.
Blam. And so D6 damage
Yeah.
or the D6 plus 1.
I think it's D6 plus 1. I'll double check.
Sounds right. 3.
3.
That seems. Well, unless he's a mook, that seems low.
Well, it's something.
Yeah.
He falls down. He's not going to be able to shoot this turn. But the butcher is going to. He was right behind you. He is going to throw his butcher's knife at you. So.
All right. My to hit is 4.
All right. He is going to spend 2.
Yep. I'm assuming I've got at least partial cover because.
Well, you got a 5, so and you don't have any cover because you're in the middle of the alley, running up towards us. Yeah.
Well, with no cover, you're exposed at -1 is all. So okay.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways.
Ouch. Ouch.
Yep. Ow! 6 points of damage.
Oh.
Oof.
This is
Again,
fine.
somehow.
Just a flesh wound.
Yeah. What? Yeah. What's your hit points now?
It was 8. Now it's 2.
Okay. Well, you're still up. So, give me an athletics check.
Yep.
Or no, you stopped running. You turned around to shoot.
Well, yeah, but I'm willing to start running again.
All right. Well, that'll be next round.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, he's also thrown his knife, so.
Yeah. So.
In fact, I have it.
Yeah, you do. Actually, no, it kind of hit you, and well, I guess it would be stuck into you. No,
the guy who was carving up didn't have anything.
That's 6 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean it did take me below negative, below 0. So it's a flesh wound. Yeah.
So are the 3 of you doing anything?
Yes.
I'm
Shooting would be
looking
good,
to
guys.
see what I can do.
Okay.
I'm gonna start the car up as the car started. We've established, and I'm gonna throw it in reverse and tell Angelica, open the side door, and it's of the SUV that we have, and the door slides open, and we floor it in reverse.
So you're getting the car close.
Yeah, after hearing the gunshots.
All right,
close.
Give me a roll.
For driving, I am not in a chase or stealing anything. I'm looking to see if I have any cherries that say you can just drive. But I will drive. I'll spend 2.
Okay.
Seven.
Okay. With that, you can jump the curb and pull up right up on him. And so, Angelica, as your action, you can just open the door and pull him in. So you can just.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. I'm very good with that. I'll drag him in and
cross
over him getting wounded because you're not supposed to get hurt.
All right.
I agree.
The 4 of you managed to get away.
Remember how we brought 2 cars?
Yeah.
We're gonna ditch this one and get the other one.
Smart move. I drive in a roundabout pattern to get to the other car since I don't believe we're being followed, but we may be on some cameras.
Can I use mechanics? Actually, I've got a thing called I've got a cherry called Swiss Army Prep. Can I spend mechanics to have pried the plates off of this car beforehand?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So we don't have to worry about that so much.
Yeah.
So you get your they can't read your plates to track you. They didn't get a good look at you, and you switch vehicles before you get back. So they don't have any natural way of tracking you.
Did you have to say it like that?
He did. Are there
Okay.
any
Oh dear.
flying critters following us?
Not that you can see.
Fair enough.
So Angelica, you can give me probably what is it? A medic check.
You
For-
can
I
just
do
spend
believe
medic
it's
points.
medic, yes.
yeah.
So yeah, if
Oh.
someone else spends medic on you, you should get 2 points back
Okay.
per one. So I think.
Well, I think you have to make a roll first.
Most comes from games, not so much, but that doesn't mean anything.
Oh, these are things. So normally it's like
First
the way,
aid is page 62.
yeah. Usually it's you have to make a check to like successfully apply aid, and then you can spend
Oh.
at a 2-to-1 ratio.
If you are wounded, a character with medic ability can improve your condition by spending medic points.
Okay. Yeah, I guess
I
you can
think-
suspend it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only time you roll is if you're trying to stabilize someone,
Okay, that
Yeah.
must be what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
or you're trying to do
So-
something else complicated. Yeah.
You lost how many? 6?
6.
I'll spend 3 to put him right back on his feet.
Okay.
So much better. I don't know that we could use enough antiseptic, but that's as close as you can come.
You are very lucky. I've been keeping up on my skills.
Luck had nothing to do with it. We planned for this.
So what did we get?
Indeed.
We got
What did we get? Let's go through the goodies. We need someone with sciencey things to analyze this gunk.
I've got some
I
sciencey
could-
things. I've got
Does anyone
chemistry.
else have? Sorry.
I've got chemistry.
Maybe biology would be useful too. I don't know. I don't think there is a biology skill, so that's moot. Does anyone else have traffic analysis?
I do.
Okay,
I
I have
do
a
as well.
point.
I only have 1
All
point.
All right, I'll blow my point and go
Okay.
through the ledger.
Well, you know that they're working for Verdun, so you can compare this with the executive names, and these are
Yep.
just like abbreviations. You
Mhm.
know, JG, CM, KT, and SD.
Mhm.
And with that, you that's actually a very short way. There's 4 names that matches.
Oh, good. There's only 4 of them that are.
Yeah. Jeff Greenwell, Cynthia McCarver, it's KF, Ken Forbeck, and Shane Dollar.
Any of them look like our friend from the protest?
Yeah, actually, it looked like Jeff Greenwell is your killer.
Oh,
And
goody.
he has-
Jeff Greenwell,
and-
Cynthia something,
Cynthia McCarver.
McCarver.
Yeah,
Follow.
Mick Carver.
Okay,
Shane
so
Dollar and something
here's the
else.
thing. I've been thinking at some point I could spend network to have a night to know a night crawler. I'm just wondering, like, exactly when we should deliver this information to a night crawler to get the best effect.
Nightcrawler.
What's next?
A media person, a journalist who specifically specializes in gory, bad murder stuff.
I think we want to find out what we have in the liquids first.
Okay.
Yeah. I have 2 points of chemistry.
Okay.
Have at, my friend.
I
Does
would
anyone
say a 2-point spin would be necessary to fully analyze it.
Okay.
I will happily spend those 2 points.
For 0 points, yeah, it's a biological, like, you're guessing this is actually, like, essentially, yeah. So, but with 2 points, you actually identify this. This is essentially a snail that's been turned into goo. In particular, it is an African giant snail, or the giant African land snail.
Ground snail.
Achatina felicia is the scientific name. Oops, not inspect. I don't want that. I want paste. So yeah, with that, you can tell this has been sort of slightly modified so it can be used as a aerosol or as an injectable.
I let the group know, and I pull up the Wikipedia page so everyone can understand it. And I say, most interesting, it feeds voraciously and is a vector for plant pathogens.
In fact, the specimens you have are loaded with them.
Good God.
Like a deforestation thing?
Yeah, I mean it definitely dings to the biotech firm.
With 2 points, you know that this is actually an invasive species in South America and in the Amazonian rainforest in particular.
So they're injecting snails into something. I'm just going to say themselves, but that I don't want to make assumptions about that at this moment.
Well, let's see. You did spend 2 points, so you do the tag on it. You actually looked up the address on the piece of paper.
Oh, this was meant for someone.
Yeah, there was a piece of paper in the safe that said insurance, and it had an address. You look up the address; it's actually a pet store that specializes in exotics like land snails, which can be kept as pets. But insurance, why would that make sense? Unless
They need more of this stuff suddenly.
well, yeah, well, that's a big question, isn't it? Why would they call this insurance?
Maybe this is for killing or fighting the executives. As
could be.
Taking down the forest in the building.
Well, I mean, also, when these things reproduce, they lay 200 eggs. That's terrifying.
Ugh.
Also, they're hermaphrodites.
All snails are.
Thanks, Wikipedia. Simultaneous hermaphrodites.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that. It's very natural in many species. So, in Taiwan, this species is used in a dish of hot frying snails. Delicacy among traditional drinking snacks.
So yeah, you could eat it and not die, but if it's injected into you, or if it's injected as a host of a vector, then
yeah. So what plant pathogens does it have? Human ones also?
Nope. Well, actually, yeah, it could have these because you spent 2 points. It does not have any human pathogens; it only has plant pathogens in them.
Okay. So also, it doesn't have parasitic nematodes. Then that's good.
Well, not these particular samples.
Okay,
that's fine.
We're moving towards a conclusion that I think I want to bring up right now. Is Verdant run by literal plants?
That's the only logical explanation I can think of. Sentient plants.
Were this under different circumstances, I would say that you were all crazy. But given what we've seen...
So, this is intended to kill off because they're made of... Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So, I mean, as insurance, maybe the pet store has something to do with either providing the snails or the pet store is where you would go to get more snails and, mix this goo with all of these vectors inside these hypodermic needles and then spread them inside of I don't know. I was going somewhere with this, and
or take the live snails and dose them with this and dump them in the garden.
Yeah, exactly. They reproduce crazy fast rate, and you could take down the forest inside the building with the snail bugs.
I mean, explosives do the job.
Sounds crazy, right? This sounds...
Most things are crazy now. Out of curiosity, what would happen if you injected a human with this?
I mean, it would be bad. It's a fucking snail. Like, you have this in your veins. Like,
yeah, you don't want that. That's not good.
You could put air in a hypodermic needle and kill most anybody.
Yeah.
With the snail,
So
it seems more like a way to dose the other snails, maybe.
Or the board.
It's snail goo. It's basically you put them in a blender, added a few chemicals to keep them stable.
Full of. It sounds like an Agent Orange for plant vampires, for lack of a better term.
No one said anything about vampires.
Drank blood. Just saying.
Now I could get behind the human plant people. But
Be
vampire.
rational. We're not living in a Bram Stoker novel, dear.
No, not actual vampires, but it did feed on blood, right? Took her neck out, kept kind of drinking there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what else you call that.
There are
So-
Blood of
several.
war.
There are several species of carnivorous plants, which, if we're going off that angle, I think for sure.
Yeah, but they have
So-
easier sources of protein than like people.
What's our
Sure.
angle here? What do we do next? Do we try and get one of these executives in a public place and splash him with snail goo, or
We could just blow up his house.
That seems excessive, mostly. Not all the way.
You do love your explosives, don't you?
It's a sound solution to problems like this.
all right? I think my next step is probably getting into Verdant's network to see if I can't find more about this nonsense.
All right.
We could mail bomb him. We could take a large crate, of livestock from this company, that's going to ship it to Jeff Greenwell, load it with explosives, send it to his house.
Did we figure out what parts they were saving for the good stuff? And what? There's also a basement back there.
Yeah, actually, it was leading underground. It was leading underground.
Oh, that's right. They've got tunnels connecting their buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I mean, this is nowhere near the skyscrapers, but
Well, I mean, if they
I am
built a
wondering
war
what
machine,
happens if we.
Yeah.
I am wondering what happens if we just get rid of that whole botanical garden thing they have in their head office.
well, I mean, it raises our heat is what happens, and it may not solve the problem because we don't really know.
I know that's why I want to get into Verdant security.
Yeah.
What's our end goal here? What constitutes a mission success? Just killing this guy, or
Finding out what this guy is?
I want to figure out what's happening and then stop it.
I'm with him.
Yep.
And we figure out what it is, we put an end to it, and we hopefully live to see another day.
that does sound a fair bit more exciting than just mailing a bomb to this guy's house. All right, I'm in.
all right. So, how do you want to find out what's going on?
I think I'm going to spend some more intrusion to get access to the actual Verdant network and from their executive emails.
Okay.
That's probably going to be pretty difficult, but I've got a bunch of digital intrusion left, so I'm
All
going to
right.
spend.
You're doing that from somewhere not where we're staying, right?
Yes, I think I'm
Okay.
going to spend. I think I'm going to. I'm going to go somewhere.
Starbucks.
Yeah,
Can I
of
spend-
course.
Can I spend network for a safe house?
I'm sorry, what?
Can I spend network for a safe house?
Sure.
Okay, I'll spend just one network for that, I guess.
Mhm.
And I will, from there, I will spend 5 points of electronic intrusion to get my way into Verdant's network.
Okay.
Nine.
All right. Well, you did it. You hacked
Yay.
the Gibson. You
Well, with a 9, I want to be able to go get everything.
yeah. You get Jeff Greenwell's emails. He is talking about. He's talking to Shane and reassuring him. I know it's difficult, Shane, but the process is worth is worth the stress. Once it's complete, you will feel 1,000 times better, and it will be worth all the expense and effort we've undergone. It's actually gotten easier since the first test subject. Parenthesis me. Meet me tomorrow night at the Botanical Gardens for your final treatment, and we can go over a few other things for our next round of candidates. The Tree of Thirst awaits! Exclamation point, smiley face.
Okay, well, That's a lot to take in.
The Tree of Thirst?
And
Yep.
who
Okay,
was
so-
who is he talking to?
Shane Dollar, one of the other
Shane.
people, one of the other clients of Source Harvesting.
Yep.
When was this email sent?
Today.
Okay, so tomorrow night we have somewhere they're going to be.
Yep.
Perfect.
The Botanical Gardens.
Mm-hmm.
So we need a way inside that building.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I have access to executive
You said
emails,
the
then I-
emails, not their security thing. However, you can use cover to establish cover ID of verdant subcontractors who would have a
Yeah, okay,
reason to
let's-
be in the building. For
let us
example,
do that then.
okay. So what is your plan? Like you can use cover points to be like different employees would have different access to the gardens at different times. So janitorial staff would be able to be in the building at night, but not in the botanical gardens. Agri power contractors would be able to be in the botanical gardens, but not during night. The security guards would be in the building. It would be similar to janitorial staff. So you don't get to be in the botanical gardens at night. No one is supposed to be there because obviously they would clear it out for a secret vampire ritual, whatever the fuck's going on. So
I
not-
think
yeah.
we probably go for a mix. Some of us are agri-power, some of us are security or janitorial. That way we can sort of help
Help.
each other.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
Well,
Is
if you're
there-
gonna, sorry, go on.
Sorry,
Is there
like,
any? Sorry. Go ahead.
the people with less infiltrate can be agri-power, and the people with more can be security, so that the security people can help the less, so that the people with
Well,
worse
I mean-
infiltrate can get into the gardens, and the security people can
More
help
or
them
less
stay hidden.
infiltrates relative. After last night,
Fair enough.
um,
I only have 2, so I can be the agri power if need
I
be.
also have some disguise if that would be useful for this.
Oh yes, I've got that too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would say people with disguise pool, since you have the ability to plan ahead of time, you can use disguise pool for other players. So
Yes, I have no
you-
disguise.
as you set up disguises for them to integrate in, specific employees. So so the people who are going to be agri power contractors, the difficulty is you're going to have to basically get in the gardens and then hide until the ritual, until the vampires show up. So that means, but that will mean people will know if you don't clock out. So someone will have to make a digital intrusion test to fake that, or someone else will have to imitate you to clock out and then come back in as dressed as a janitor or something like that.
Can we get employee list for agri-power?
That would be a digital intrusion check, yeah. Or you'd have to go to the site and get it.
Yep.
Or you could make networking tests to have an ally, a man on the inside, essentially.
That might work better.
I have another
Yeah.
13 points of networking.
Okay.
How much do you think I should spend, guys?
Oh, 5.
Okay.
Okay. With 5, you have a really good friend who is able to get you that employee list. And you can choose, and you have their email addresses, so you can actually sort of socially engineer, manipulate them to emailing them with spoofed emails and be like, oh, you take the day off, come in tomorrow. And then, of course, no one else knows that they're supposed to be off, so you show up posing as them.
All right, let's do that.
Okay.
Sounds
And then,
good.
of course, you can make disguise and cover checks in order to, pass as them.
Is there
Let's
any
do it.
benefit to me leaning on the pet store to try to get a bunch of snails in so we can
That-
dose them and then plant them in the forest
I have
area?
an idea.
Yeah.
These things usually have watering systems in them, right?
Oh,
Why not just spike the water with the drugs?
The snail goo is too viscous for that.
Damn. That was a good idea, though.
Dispersed over the entirety of the water power?
Well, you don't have enough in your sample right now to dose the water supply either. The aerosol spray actually might be able to, now that I think about it, but you don't. You only have like 2 small canisters of it. You don't have.
And it's a pretty
Yeah.
big sized area.
Yeah.
So it looks like we might have to hit the tree of thirst directly.
Yep.
I'm guessing we need to stab the tree of thirst and give it some good injections. Whereas we could probably spray the other stuff on these guys. Maybe will affect them if they're plant-based biotech
Sure.
things.
You know what also kills trees? Explosives.
Also fine. Okay. Also explosives. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's. I'll just figure out how to rig a janitor cart full of explosives.
Okay. You do so. We'll find out how good it is when you actually detonate it.
That's good.
That'll be an explosive roll for that. So, good luck.
I will. So, are we all being aggro power? Is that what's going on now?
Well, I just rigged this
Except
janitor
yeah.
spot, so.
Are the rest of us being aggro power though?
Perhaps we should split up. If everyone else is going aggro power, I'll go security.
Okay.
Well, somebody has to be a janitor if you're going to bring in an explosive janitor's card.
Yeah. Oliver is a janitor.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go janitor.
Okay, so
Okay,
janitor will be easy to imitate, so that'll be make a cover roll. You need a 4.
Okay, I have 10 points. I'm going to need 4 when my identity gets cracked from being at the police station. So I'm going to spend 3. I'll just spend 3.
All right, then you just succeed because you can't. So yeah, janitor's not that hard to imitate, and you will be there tonight. So the security guard, that is also a cover roll. That is going to be a higher difficulty. It would be a 6.
Okay, I'll spend my remaining 4 points for that.
All right.
Don't roll a 1.
I'm fine. I'm good.
All right. So let's see here. So the agri-power employees, you're imitating specific people, so you need cover and disguise checks. The cover is difficulty 4, and the disguise is difficulty 4.
Okay.
Okay, that's very convenient. I will spend 3. No, wait. I only have 2 points of disguise, but I will spend 3 points of cover.
I have 2 points in disguise, so I can help.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I have some points.
All right. So
All right.
does that give? So she can give me a point, and I can just spend 3 and be done.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, so I do that. So does cover was 3 points also. Boop, boop, boop.
And I'm for what's my disguise at? Okay, I've only got 2 points of disguise. So could I have your other point? Could I have your other point of disguise?
By all means, absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, so I spend three cover and 3 disguise to pass automatically.
Okay. So all of you get in because you're all fucking super skilled. Good job. So the Verdant building, of course, most people let out after hours, although there are some people still working in offices because it is a tech company, but the gardens themselves are 7 stories tall. It is awe-inspiring. This thing has been featured in architecture magazines and books around the world as one of the newest innovations, sustainable growth in cities, etc., etc. It is a towering glass structure made of special materials, so it's extra visible, so you can see the greenery even from a distance. It is meant to simulate the rainforest. It is incredibly humid and sweltering inside. Of course, it is cooling down a little bit to replicate the environment of the rainforest perfectly. And there are, in fact, wild animals running about. There are parrots, or birds and monkeys, and there are supposedly some insects and reptiles, although you don't see any. There is a team that caters to this building or to this structure every day, but it's quite awe-inspiring. So the two wait, how many? There were two people who were agri-powers?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm from accounting because I have that ability. Just so.
All right. So both of you give me infiltration checks to see how well you're hiding.
Hey, would architecture give me any kind of bonus on maneuvering around this place or knowing how to destroy it?
Oh yeah. Architecture. Well, what do you want to know?
Spend a point of architecture to use for infiltration instead.
Okay, yeah. With that,
1 to 3 usually is, I guess, the conversion ratio on those things.
Yeah. Actually, you realize these. It is supposed to give off the appearance of a chaotic, messy jungle, but you actually notice that there are the trees and wildlife is grown in very specific patterns that give little, essentially blinds that you can spot. And in fact, like there's a lot of these. There is a central clearing. There's one that is much larger than the other, but you can tell that there is actually a nearly invisible wire fence around it, sort of made of filament on various poles. And you can't go in that during the day because it is, that is a very sharp filament. You're guessing, and that is probably where the Tree of Thirst is.
I will inform my team.
Yep. So you know where the thing is, but you find one of the blinds, and you get a good spot, and you can actually tell your other buddy who's in there, and they can take up a spot there. So, good job. So the two people who are outside of it, though, the botanical garden doors lock. So you'll have to figure out a way in. But first, of course, you have to wait for the executives to get in first. So 4 people show up in a group. You recognize Jeff Greenwell, but there's a woman and 2 other men. Of course, you all look up photos of them, so you recognize them as Cynthia McCarver, Ken Forbeck, and Shane Dollar. And Shane, these are all very executive-looking people, although Shane looks a little nervous. And he is they're having a heated conversation. It's like, this just seems so extreme of a plan. I don't understand, how exacerbating climate change is really going to help us in the long term. And Jeff and the others share a knowing smirk. Jeff says, look, climate change weakens people. There'll be more sickness, and sickness helps us. We need sick people to feed on in this condition because it triggers the regenerative effects of the Tree of Thirst. It's not just the blood, it's what's in the blood that really helps us. So if we if you notice, you feel a lot better in here. The warmer the planet is, the better we feel, and the better our children and our children's children will be. And of course, we'll be there to see them too, because again, the healing regenerative effects of the tree. Yes, but I know, like the long term, like the mass transformation plans and things like that. Like once we perfect the plot process and we can release, the cure for 100 million, we're still working on a price point because 100 million might not get enough people. 10 million, we might let some lotto winners in or some bullshit. So we're figuring that out. Maybe we'll figure out what the threshold of who gets to be in the club or not. But Shane, I know this has been tough for you. I know you're still giving up that Catholic ideology, that upbringing. I know you're fighting it the best you can, but trust me, like all you need to do is embrace the tree one more time. And Jeff takes out his phone and pushes a few buttons. And you will embrace the tree one more time and know true eternal life. It's like having lightning in your veins, but in a good way. And our boys brought, well, they'll be coming up in a little bit with an extra treat for us. The blood's what really matters, but meat tastes a lot better. Trust me. So they're talking, and this is what they're having. Getting into that. So,
oh God, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
So we want to shoot Shane first because he hasn't transformed fully.
So
Just saying.
yeah. I mean,
I don't know why Catholics are having so much trouble with this. They already drink blood.
It's a guilt thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's people coming. There are more people coming soon. So we need to act quickly as soon as they go through that door.
Mhm.
Okay. So how are you going to janitor and sorry, who is the janitor again?
I am the janitor.
Oliver. Okay. And who is the security guard?
Me.
Angelica. Okay. So you could have tried, since you had some time ahead of time. What plan? You could try and force the door open. You could breach it with explosives. Could try to have swiped a key card.
Could I use the in the nick of time cherry to have swiped a key card previously?
Sure. You sure can. So give me infiltration check, or Brad, is there a sleight of hand ability or not? No.
Filch.
Filch, yeah. Give me a filch check if you have
I don't have anything in it, so.
Swiss Army prep. I can, if this is a prepare check, I can spend my mechanics at 2 to 1 to help out.
Well, preparedness would give you tools to use to hack the door open. So you can use mechanics.
Use that to
Is the lock on the door normal or is it high tech?
It's high tech key card kind of thing.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
I'd like
so
to use in the.
Can I use my retroactive action for preparedness to have prepped a key card so that we can dupe it?
Sure.
And so they'll have a duped key card that can just follow those guys in?
Okay. Yeah, someone will need to make some kind of check for that, though, to handle the duping.
Okay.
Who has forgery?
Yeah, forgery. Yeah.
I have forgery.
All right,
I've only got 1 point. I've got 1 point.
1 point is enough to forge a key card. So
There we go.
Fantastic.
there we go.
We thought ahead. We did this.
Yep.
We got
All right.
this. We're professionals.
All right, so you all are in communication. You're all talking to each other, and you all have eyes on the enemy, and they are opening up the fence, lowering the fence. Sorry, not opening up, but lowering it into the ground. And they pull back some vegetation, and you can see the Tree of Thirst, which is a sickly-looking tree, weeping a vile-looking ichor, a sap. That looks a sickly greenish yellow tint. And there are some vines around it that sort of actually seem to move a little bit. So maybe Shane's a little reluctant to that because it's a horrifying, weird tree thing that kind of pulsates a little bit. So, yeah. I mean, this is your how do you want to start this ambush?
Good
Can
time
I
to
use,
start spraying people.
Actually, everybody started going first. So
there was one spray gun with 2 canisters?
yes.
Okay.
You could have
Where's the
made
most,
gotten another spray can.
That's true.
Yeah.
So we have 2 spray guns with 1 canister each loaded.
Mm-hmm. And 2 hypodermic needles.
Can I use my mechanics Swiss Army prep to make a preparedness test with my mechanics pool to lock the door behind us for the people who are coming in with the gift?
Yeah. You could make a roll for that, and you could have something a little bar to lock the door.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized we never made an extraction plan.
I think as I lock the door.
Yeah, we're back.
Well, that's what the rope and the climbing gear is for. We go out the window.
Oh, okay.
It's obvious.
Yeah, I rolled a 3 + 3, which is 6.
Okay, yeah, you're all locked in.
Yay!
I mean, people on the outside can't get in, but like somebody on the inside could spend a turn to remove the bar. So yeah, it's like an extendable baton kind of thing, but for to jam the door shut. All right.
Before they embrace the tree, I guess we
want to do this.
step out and spray.
Okay. So if you want to get close enough to use the spray guns, that's going to be infiltration checks because the spray guns have very short range.
So I have a really important question. Was a haven?
Say again. You went robot there for a second.
Yeah.
Sorry, was the safe house or wherever it was that we planned this a haven?
Sure.
Or is that something extra special?
Yeah, havens are, those are places you can use. Actually, havens are usually specific to the character.
Okay.
But if you wanted to go back and go to a haven to recover some refresh, I kind of rush things. I think it'd be time to.
Yeah, I actually have to go in half an hour, so I'm trying to go forward with this.
Yeah, so let's just move forward.
Okay. All right. So,
infiltration check to sneak up on them.
Mm-hmm.
Should we perhaps open with the explosives, or do we want to get this right on the tree?
I think we want to spray the guys and inject the tree.
Other way around.
I'm confused.
Okay.
When are we exploding things?
But there's 3 of them, but we have 2 syringes.
All right.
Fair
There's
enough.
4 of them, actually, remember. Well, one of them.
Yeah, so I'm thinking with the 2 spray cans, we could probably get. Maybe we should just. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who
for it.
has diagnosis or anything else that's medically that would help here? Oh, outdoor survival, perhaps.
I mean, diagnosis. I mean, Angelica does have diagnosis. She already said that. A point of diagnosis. I mean, Jeff's obviously the most transformed. He seems to be the most
experienced.
More vibrant. He is very alive. He is with energy. And Shane is obviously the weakest. He seems to be experiencing some difficulties in accepting the Tree of Thirst's gift.
I mean, the question though is, can we affect the humidity type people things, whatever they are,
you can't
with
really
the spray, or do we need to inject them?
Well, with that, you know, either one would probably have the similar effect. Like,
Okay, and same for the tree.
well, I mean, you don't know how it would affect the tree. Right?
Yeah.
Diagnosis is for human things, not botany. So,
Well, there's no botany skill, so
yeah. Well, you don't have vampirology either. 'Cause, this is sort of yeah. So,
Okay.
I'll just go and we'll just aggro power people. You're closer, so what do you do?
I don't have any infiltration left. I'm looking to see if there's anything I can do.
Well, you could try and wound them with normal guns and then spray them, or you could spray them first, or you could have made a preparedness check to get a blowgun for your hyperdrive torpedoes.
Yeah, I manufacture a blowgun with mechanics, which I can do because of Swiss Army prep.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a mechanics check, or dart gun
spend-
essentially. Yeah.
I'll spend. How much mechanics do I have? I've got 10. I've not used. Okay, I'll spend 4.
Spend
Okay.
big.
There you
Yeah,
go.
spending 4.
All right, go
There you
roll.
8.
Okay, so can I use shooting to?
Yep. I'll say you make 2 blowguns, 1 for each needle, so you don't have to worry about reload. Yeah. Go and make a shooting check. Who are you targeting?
Jeff.
Okay.
And I'm gonna spend all my shooting because
All
I want
right.
to get this right.
Are you doing a called shot?
What's a cold shot?
Like, are you targeting a specific part of the body?
The answer should probably be yes.
Is there any like?
Get him in the
I don't know,
neck.
is that
Get him
anywhere
in the neck.
Yeah, I guess the neck. The neck makes
Alright.
most sense.
Yep. All right. Roll. How many points are you spending?
4.
All right. Roll.
So I've got 6.
Just got head
6?
or limb is +2 to the difficulty.
Okay. Well, he is surprised because he's not alert, so that still hits. He doesn't get his additional hit threshold if he's not expecting a sneak attack. So it hits him in the neck. So this all happening at the same time. So that was your action. So the other aggro power person, what are you doing? Are you using the other dart gun?
Sure.
Who are you going to target?
One of the other guys that looks, that's not Shane.
All right. We'll say
Who seems more aggressive, Cynthia or Ken?
I don't know.
We'll go with Cynthia.
Okay. Give me a shooting check.
Yep. Let's see here. Oh, I got plenty of shooting left. We'll spend 4.
Okay.
Just in case. Oops. Space. $10. I think that hits.
Yeah, it really does. All right.
Holy crap.
Same
Also in the deck.
Yeah.
And is good.
Like you do.
Let's see here. The janitor, Oliver, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Oliver runs up with the cart, making a lot of noise, pushes it kind of to the side, opens the cover on the cart and pulls out 2 handguns and says, I'm going to take you to the cleaners. And
Yes.
I use my 2 pistols cherry. I can spend 3 shooting and 2 athletics to attack with 2 pistols.
Okay.
I'll do this one at a time. So I'm going to spend 3 shooting, 1, 2, 3, and 2 athletics, and I'm going to roll shooting to shoot the first guy. I'm going to spend 2. This
You're
is
shooting.
the chain.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and shoot Shane.
Human. So 6 to hit Shane.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
And it does 1d6 damage.
Mm-hmm.
It does 2.
Okay.
I assume he's still up, so I'm going to use my second shot to hit him again.
Mm-hmm.
Again, spending another 2 shooting. Six to hit.
Okay. Yeah.
And 1d6 of damage. Another 2. Okay, 4 damage total.
All right. He he is and then finally the security guard.
That would be me.
Yeah. That's all right. Yeah.
Do you guys want me to spray the tree?
Spray a guy first. We've got one more thing.
Okay.
I
I'm
think
gonna- Alrighty, I'm gonna charge the one guy who hasn't been damaged yet and spray him full in the face.
Okay.
Do I have to make an athletics to
Yeah.
get close enough?
You do.
Hey, guess what my MOS is?
Athletics.
Yep.
All right.
I was wondering what MOS did. My digital intrusion was my MOS.
Oh, it just lets you succeed once per game
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
without
One
rolling.
automatic success.
Yep.
Fuck.
All right. So you pop that. You run, and yeah, you can just spray. And at the point blank range, you can't miss because it's a spray. And Kin starts screaming like the Jeff and Cynthia, especially Cynthia, just go down and they're twitching on the ground. Jeff or Kin, sorry, is twitching pretty badly. But he is disabled. Shane is also on the ground bleeding. But you can, yeah, you great ambush. You realize, Angelica, with your medical expertise, you realize the Tree of Thirst, whatever it does to people, it gives them incredible regenerative powers. But the plant pathogens from the land snails are reversing that. So instead of healing rapidly, they're taking they're being injured just automatically. Like their bodies are basically disintegrating from the effects of minor scratches. But like just they hit the ground and their bodies just it's a very bloody implosion is starting to happen. Blood is pouring from them. They're in seizures. It is, it's real bad. And Shane is like, please don't kill me, please. Shane's
All right.
he's
All right.
on
So now we just have to do the tree, right? All right. We'll do the tree.
All right, you spray the tree. It withers up, and the vines. It starts spraying out Iker. You all jump clear of it. Alarms are starting to go off. You did.
That's surprising.
Fire off guns in the place. So what are you? What are you gonna do next?
We need to go.
Yeah.
Well, actually, how alive is Shane still?
He's definitely alive. He's just not fighting because he's been shot twice, but he's
Not for long. He's not.
All right. So intimidation. Are there any others like you?
No.
Where
is
is the tech kept?
I also assume you haven't hit him with the sprayer yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. No, it was just us.
And where are the notes on how this happened?
In a
Who knows
database,
about the trees?
in a database in AgriPower, we have backups off site.
I'll grab that later. I'll grab that when we're out then.
Yep. Get any kind of info on that we can get out of him, and then we'll we need to not have him here. Boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blow up the janitor cart on the way out.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I'll wheel the cart towards the tree, and all right, we've got about a minute. Let's go.
All
Pick
right.
up Shane and take him with us.
No. I just shot him in the head.
No.
I thought it was clear. Okay, I got the info.
So
Boom.
as you're beginning to all leave, all four of their phones start ringing at the same time.
Okay, they're phones. We should grab those.
Okay.
Or at least one of them to pop the batteries for the moment.
What's the number on the ID?
Verdon front office.
Sure.
Hello. Are you? I assume you're answering.
What? No.
Okay.
Wait. Angelica, are you answering the phone? We've got to go.
No, I'm not answering the phone. I'm just going to take one with me.
Is there one that are any of the phones a model where you can pop the battery out?
No.
Damn. We don't want to. Can we power it down at least?
Sure.
Okay, we do that.
We've got 30 seconds on the bomb.
We go.
Just saying.
Yep. Pop the window. Use the rappelling gear. Get out of here.
All right, everyone, give me athletics checks to rappel down the skyscraper.
Oh, good. Escaping skyscrapers. My worst enemy. I'll spend 4.
Okay.
I will spend 3, but I'll also recover 3 with my amazing parkour description of how I just pop the window with my feet after having slid into it, pop out, hook onto the now created window ledge with the grapple, and just swoop on down and rappel out down the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Parkour! Shouting it at not very loud. Actually. Parkour!
Parkour.
I also parkour.
Okay. Everyone, give me your roll.
7.
7.
Okay.
9.
11.
All right. Sounds like everyone did very well.
I have a fear of heights.
The 2 parkour guys were like the least graceful because they were trying to make it the fanciest, I guess.
Yeah.
Some of us are
That seems right.
professionals.
So you managed to get out. The botanical garden explodes.
Look, I'm a hacker. I'm not even supposed to be in the field.
Can we just double down on that just a little bit? I'm going to use Bigger Bang. I'm going to spend 6 points to add 2 extra dice of damage, and all of the cherries for explosion.
Okay, yeah, you structurally compromise the skyscraper. They have to. It does not collapse, but it's being called the most significant act of terrorism in America in a generation. So at least that's what the headlines tomorrow read. The 4 of you are all fugitives now.
Why? No one saw us.
Well, about that, they they actually do. You thought you got away clean, but there were other surveillance systems out. Well, actually, there's video of you leaving, but it's taken from the top of a building, and it's called drone footage. But to you, it looks more like somebody jumping from building to building.
Oh crap! There's more of them.
Oh crap!
You get a call from an unknown phone number. Or a text message saying they weren't the first and they won't be the last. Either go away and we won't, and we'll let you be. Fight us anymore, and that will be your end.
I'm going to use my MOS to get the data from.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, nerd.
It's coming from the AgriPower campus in the forests of eastern Washington, or like further outside of the city.
Because of course it is.
Yep. I mean, it's Ice Black Agent. The conspiracy always goes up, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was going to say this would be a good end to a campaign, but apparently this is a good beginning to a campaign.
Yeah. Yeah. So you ended one threat, but yeah, your characters will have to go on fighting the good fight against other weird plant vampires, tech bro vampires, as they try to terraform the planet and become in their plans to become immortal tech feudal overlord. You know,
and the worst part of that is not the vampire.
Oh.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah, questions, comments, suggestions. You guys have fun?
That was fantastic. I love
That was great.
I got to blow stuff up and drive. I'm happy.
That was awesome. I killed 3 dudes.
Nice.
Yep. So
3 vampires.
Yes,
Still
they're
counts.
less than human. I have a question about the MOS everyone keeps talking about. Where's that on the character sheet?
triangle.
The triangle?
Up at the top.
Yes, explosive devices. That was my MOS, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Basically, yeah. Very cool.
Yep. So yeah, you guys did pretty well in covering the thing. Yeah, Vigil would have gotten you if you went to Vigil. That just would have gotten you their police. Like you, then they would have, you know. And if you raised your heat up anymore, the police would have started like just coming after you and just trying to fucking murder you. Yeah, but basically they found the Tree of Thirst in the Amazon rainforest that gives them regenerative powers, and they, of course, you need human diseases in bloodborne diseases in order to feed it. So it's actually not the blood itself; it's the diseases in the blood. Human pathogens kick in the regenerative healing effects. So bad things trigger that. You know, bad things happen to humans trigger that. But if you drink someone's disease, you become healthier. So
Until you don't, because
However, if you drink plant disease,
yeah, plant disease is because you're part plant now. Especially one from an invasive species that's really detrimental to Amazonian life is really bad for you.
you mean like fascists?
So, what was the tie-in to the exotic plant pet store?
That's where they were sourcing their snails.
Okay, great.
Why were the guys supplying the bodies to them? I mean,
They were smart guys. They were actually former employees, and they just didn't want to be vampires because that grossed them out. But they wanted to make money. So, also the vampires have pheromone powers. They can manipulate people and make.
That's why the crowd was ignoring them.
Yeah, they can ignore people. I did want to say you all had some shared connection that exposure to bioweapons or something that made you immune to it, but I forgot to throw that in there. But yeah, in my head, basically, you're all had some exposure to some weird something.
We had some unfortunate event with a bio or chemical weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're atoning for by helping with the protesters, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Probably made one of those, my bad.
And their invisibility to cameras is literally just tech, bro. Like, their badges are basically coded so that every camera...
Oh, that's so cool.
It just does a basilisk hack of any camera in view of the badge and just makes them invisible to camera.
The thing that I really should have done right at the beginning is filch the badge. I thought of it right after he was running.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but I thought I'd have to do a hand-to-hand check, and I didn't think I'd be able to manage it. So
Yeah. But yeah, you took them down with their weakness, so they didn't have a chance to dump 20 points to make 3 attacks around, and
Ugh.
yeah,
No
they're
such thing as fighting fair.
they're really nasty, so they would have.
They're vampires. Plant
I think
fires.
fair is for losers.
Yeah. But yeah, just an idea I had.
Good
I liked it. That was good.
Yeah.
I like how we were pretty close, even though we were kind of joking about the carnivorous plants.
Yeah.
Well, kind of.
Yeah, they're human. They just got plant stuff that makes them heal real fast.
The snail plant pathogen thing is like, okay, yep, plant vampires, yay.
Yep.
I'm really glad we went there first instead of, say, what is it, Agra
Yeah.
flower.
Well, you would have gotten the data on
Bad.
it, and you wouldn't have had the samples. So yeah.
That could have been unfortunate.
Mhm.
Would I have been able to use my, if I knew it was a Basilisk Cack, would I have been able to use my MOS to just cancel it out?
You wouldn't have been able, like, that's it's a secret military, not the first time you were exposed to it. Like, you would have been surprised. You wouldn't have known that was the thing.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Now that you realized what it was, like, if you'd spent time analyzing data, if you'd gotten the cameras
Right.
data and then did analysis on it, you would have realized what they were doing. Then you would have been able to counter it. So, yeah. So yeah, not the first time you would be surprised by it because it's something you've never seen before. But you study it and then you can figure out how to stop it. So yeah.
Yeah, I figure we grabbed the phones, we drained them of information, ditched the phones.
Mhm.
Now we've got a list to start with, as it were.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, agrichem, the safest thing might be to just nuke it.
Yeah. Well, you got to nuke would be hard to get. Yeah, even in Night Spike agents, nuclear weapons are hard.
Yeah.
I spent all my preparedness.
Yeah.
I have 17 networking points.
I mean, a dirty bomb wouldn't be that hard because you just need to get.
Hanford's not that far away.
Yeah. So yeah, you could have made a truck bomb with radioactive waste in it. And
No, that does not do the job.
yeah.
Is there
It's the size of the explosion we're looking for here.
Is there a rule in Night Spike agents that prevents you from, revealing the conspiracy? Because what would have
Well,
happened?
they owed the police, for example.
Well, yeah, but what would have happened if I'd spent a bunch of networking to get a night crawl and tell them about
you basically would have
vampires?
made a new conspiracy theory. Like, there would be people who would believe you, but they'd be basically they'd be by larger society, they'd be like flat earthers.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you'd make a new.
Unless you ran for president on the platform, then
Yeah.
Yeah, good
people
luck on
believe
that
it.
one.
Yeah.
So you would get
they
out-
believe that.
So it would have had a multiplier that you would have essentially gotten more allies by people believing the truth and taking up the cause, but
Maybe.
More
they
heat.
wouldn't pass laws to fight they wouldn't make vampirism illegal and start arresting tech bro vampire serial killers because
Makes sense.
but yeah. So because you could reveal the truth now and people wouldn't believe it because or some of them would, but nobody. You're not going to get 100% people believing that.
Yay.
Very fun playing with you guys. Best of luck in all your future endeavors, and hopefully I'll see you in the next game.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thank you, Ross.
All right, we'll talk to you
Thanks,
next time.
Ross. That was an excellent one.
Cool.